proud to announce a $50 million investment by Goldman Sachs to help further grow and push Kaltura into additional markets and continue and solidify our leadership across all the markets that we're in today, namely the enterprise market, the education market, and the media and telco market for video. Kaltura, before I get into what we're going to do in each of these markets, is very unique in being able to be in all these different markets, a very horizontal approach, and that is due to our API-driven modular platform that, just like Lego, had enabled us to have built different solutions for different markets with the same common architecture and the same common platform. And it's very unique because until today, vendors have built discrete products for each one of these different markets based on non-modular, non-flexible tools. The flexibility that we provide not only enables us to address so many different markets with a unified approach, but also enables us to provide to each of these markets unprecedented flexibility, ability to customize, integrate, and change different things. So that's first of all a word about the uniqueness. I'll say a word about Goldman, and then about what we're going to do with the fund. So, the company in our scale and size, we're obviously looking at potentially going public in the not so distant future. And as we chose our investors, we're also looking for who will best support us in our move from being a private to a public company. Goldman are the largest underwriter in the world and one of the best banks out there. And we were thankful and humbled for their interest in Kaltura. Obviously, they have looked at us from a perspective of a public company, and they were very happy from the numbers that they would have seen insofar as growth and margins and profitability, et cetera, but also in the overall big story and differentiator of Kaltura, and how exciting video is at large and what piece we play in that and how we could continue and be a formidable player in this industry going forward. So that was very good for us. But also as we look into having a shareholder like Goldman in our midst, we're looking at how much they could direct us to take the right decisions as a public company to be, and to color ourselves in the right colors that the public shareholders would like to see. So we're very thankful and happy to have done that. Insofar as what we're going to be using the fund specifically for, we're already in 5 continents, so we're not going to get into 6. I mean, Antarctica is still a small market for us, so we're not going to get into Antarctica. But we are going to get into more countries within the places or the continents we are in. We're selling to all these countries, but maybe not physically with people sitting in these countries. We're going to do more of that. That's a geographic expansion. We're going to go both up and down in the stack, meaning that at the layer of products that we offer, we're going to start offering additional high margin services, managed services on top of the existing platforms, and that's the case both for the media and telecom business and OTT, as well as for the enterprise and education business. But we're also going to go down into the platformic environment that we're in and offering a self-served environment for developers and partners and integrators to build their own experiences. We recently launched our video platform as a service, a VPaaS, as opposed to our SaaS, which enables exactly that. We're going to be putting more resources and more marketing efforts and more development efforts to advance these. Well, a lot of exciting things are next, and I think at any time when you have a new investor coming in, the statement is that there's more ahead than there was in the back, because otherwise it would be coming in. Sometimes you have existing investors doubling down because either they have to or they just want to stay on with the company, but they already have a vested interest in it. You have to keep an eye for these places where new investors are coming in, because just like anything else, the valuation that they came in at is the starting point. If they end up selling the same valuation, they would have lost, not gained. And so there's a lot ahead. And definitely when you look at a very smart investor like Goldman, they make sure that there's a lot ahead. So I'd start by saying that we're in the second inning of video. If you look at the 2 markets that we're in, the media market and the enterprise and education market, and the media market, even Netflix is doing so well, is in so few individual households and touching to so few people compared to the 8 billion people on this planet, right? The proliferation of television as an OTT, cloud-based, internet-driven platform is very, very in early days, and that will completely change. And what used to have been kind of the analog dollars versus a digital cents is now turning into digital dollars. And the media companies are going there, telcos, operators, MSOs are going for that quad play television service, and we're at the beginning of a massive, massive shift And Kaltura is powering that to some of the biggest and largest media companies and largest operators globally. And as this gets adopted into the markets, not only have we just started selling these to very large organizations, but they in turn have only started marketing it to their end users. So we could look at something that could grow 1,000 times over, not even 2 or 5 or 10 or 100, compared to what it is now, insofar as the end user adoption to where our technology plays. And so we're at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of that revolution. And when you look at enterprise, some think that things like video, webcasting and conferencing and video on demand has been already adopted in all the companies. There was a survey that I saw a while ago that was asking people what they thought was the most favorable form of communication for them. And 75% said face-to-face, and 20% said email, and only 5% said video. And then they were asked, what do you think will be the case 10 years down the road? And 90%, astounding 90% said video. Because we are, if you look at the future of work, increasingly going to be built by working teams that are dynamically created, distributed globally, and to put them together, you're going to need to have a video platform, nothing else. And more of the companies out there are going to be working that way. And so, we're at the beginning of this revolution. If you look at schools, yes, there's video platforms used in a lot of campuses, but the percentage of people that are consuming education today as distance learning versus brick and mortar learning is very small compared to what it would be. More and more people are going to be educated at home, and they need video platforms for that. So I dare to say that again, in the world of enterprise, in the world of education, in the world of pharma, in the world of health, in the world of government, the world of security, in the world of defense, video is just starting to inch out as something that's going to really continue and revolutionize the world. And Kaltura, again, is touching in all these different markets with all these different capabilities. And so there's a lot ahead.